Welcome, Soul Sisters. I'm Kelley, Life Coach.
And I'm Holly, the owner of Holiday Farms. And we are co hosting a group called Soul Sisters Gathering on the Farm every other Tuesday night here at my farm. And one of the things that I thought would help maybe make you more comfortable to come out and join us is if you got to know us a little bit better. So today we're going to start with Kelley, and I want you to know all about this fabulous woman. I met her years ago when our daughters were little and in school together, and she was the Girls on the Run coach. Now, I don't run, but she runs, and it's fantastic. And
Well, a little plug for Girls on the Run.
yes,
The running is
it's
just one small piece of it. It's
that's true.
really about
Character
girl
building,
empowerment.
girl empowerment. You're right. And that's what she does. She empowers women all the time. So, Kelley, I know that one of the first things that I saw about her when I got an email from her was that she was a Brene Brown life coach. And I'm a huge Brene Brown fan and junkie. So, what made you want to be a life coach?
Well, I think I've always, from the time I first remember thinking about careers, which was in my 20s. I mean, which is really late by today's standards. I think kids
Right?
even think about careers at like 12.
Yes.
But I always knew I wanted to do something to help other people. And when I was in college, I studied psychology. And
Mm.
so when I first got out of college, I thought I was going to be a therapist. And I quickly learned that that wasn't the best fit for me. I have the utmost respect for therapists and the work that they do, but I'm a real tough love kind of a girl.
Yeah.
And from what I saw, the really strict boundaries that you have to have between therapist and client
I would not be able to do it.
prevents you from just, really speaking hard truth sometimes, which is what people need to hear in order to see things differently or make a change. So I left the psych field and got into sales, actually. Made good money, but it was soulless. And
Soulless sales.
soulless
The
sales.
money's not there.
Well, the money is there, but
Ah,
the soul fulfillment was not
okay.
there.
Yes.
And it was right about the time that in the late 90s, I learned about the profession of coaching. And it was like, boom, this is like being a therapist, but not.
Yeah.
Like, I have really important conversations, confidential conversations with clients to improve their lives. Um, but I'm not looking to heal anyone's past or figure out anyone's
Mm,
childhood trauma. It's just taking people where they are today and moving them forward. And I really liked that. It felt like the right fit for me.
right. So you chose Brene Brown to get certified in.
Yeah, so my path started in 2003 when I first started my coaching business as a life coach. And my training started well before that. And then at about 2010, 2011 is when I learned that Brene was offering certifications to helping
Mm,
professionals. And I was like, sign me up because,
yes.
like you, I saw the power of vulnerability on TED.
Yes.
And
That's
I
where
was
I
like,
started too.
it was just so mind blowing. And there were
Yes.
so many truths in that. And
Yes.
I wanted to be a part of the work that she's doing and bringing that to other people.
Now you also teach yoga
I do.
and you also are a mindfulness instructor. You do meet helping people with mindfulness and meditation, correct?
Yes. So coaching and yoga really go hand in hand. And then yoga and mindfulness and meditation go hand in hand. So
Yes.
they really are about how do we, I really love what Mary Oliver describes in one of her poems. It says, what do you want to do with this one precious life?
Mm,
And for some reason, from the time I was a kid, I always felt the fleetingness of life
mm,
and went through some experiences as a young adult where I lost a good friend. And I just really want in my own life and with the clients that I serve them to feel like they have had such a full, complete life, which means that
Mm.
fear doesn't hold them back, self-doubt doesn't hold them back. And so I don't even remember what your question was, but did I answer?
Yeah, so you do it. It's just it all combines life coaching,
Oh, yes,
yoga,
yes,
mindfulness, meditation. She
yes.
does all that stuff. Like I can barely get to the gym in the mornings, and you're like being amazing, which is
Well,
awesome.
so I have to put this all in perspective. I I grew in that direction because life wasn't working well for me
Hmm.
for, from the time I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s. I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of
Cannot picture you being
substance
angry.
abuse. And so
Spill the tea, girl.
yeah, yeah, I was just a little I don't want to say unhinged, but I was self-medicating and I wasn't living true to myself. And I think the part that really became a problem was I just felt intensely angry all the time.
Hmm.
And I know you wouldn't know that about me now.
No.
I know. So I kind of went through my own recovery period where I read a lot, took a lot of classes, hired some good therapists, worked with some coaches, and I made the practices of yoga and meditation and journaling part of my own process.
Hmm.
So it started from my own need to change how I was showing up in the world.
That's beautiful. That's really pretty. That, I mean, that is a beautiful story. And now you help other people do that.
Yeah, I
So
think so.
why did you want to do Soul Sisters with me?
Oh gosh. Well, my soul sisters in my life are so dear to me, and
Yeah.
I don't know where I would be without them. And like we talked about, these aren't people that are in my life daily, but it's people that I can pick up the phone and have a real conversation with, even if years have passed,
Years. I know. It's like you
right?
just pick up right where you left off.
Yeah, it's like they're on the same path of personal growth.
Hmm.
They're trying to be a better person themselves. They're better at listening than most people.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, why don't we create a space, right, for other women to be able to access that?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of other women that want that. And where do you go to find that?
Well, you go to Holiday Farms.
Yeah.
And when I first moved to Charlotte, I went up to meetup.com to meet
Yes,
women and to be a part of a group
you
of
did.
women. Yeah,
Wh-
that's what I did. Good group. But it is hard for women to meet each other.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that we can do this.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's so many gatherings where people are coming together, maybe with shared hobbies or interests.
Or because our kids are play sports together or our
Yes. But
friends.
this is also an invitation to say, okay, let's go a little bit deeper than our everyday conversations.
Yes.
Um,
These are intentional friendships that we're creating,
mm,
which are very powerful. I
yeah.
think it's not just happenstance and our kids are friends or whatever. Like these are actual intentional friendships where we can come together. And in one of our videos, we described what a soul sister was.
Hmm.
But that's the goal, right? For us to create soul sisters in this gathering of women.
Hmm.
And like, when did you know you created the definition of soul sisters for us? When,
Yeah.
like, do you remember who your first soul sister was?
Hmm. I'd have to really think about that. I'm not sure, but I could tell you that I wasn't using that term until maybe 10 years ago.
Hmm.
I'm 50 now. So, yeah, it was not something on my radar in my 20s and 30s for sure. But I think by
Wow.
my 40s, there's something about midlife that, it's like your ego has been running the show for your whole life up until midlife, and then
Yeah.
it's like
This ain't
this
right
little
now.
voice
Mhm.
behind the curtain, just like, "Hi, I'm here too,"
Yeah.
and I call that soul.
Yes.
And so soul needs to be invited out in
Hmm.
conversation. Soul will not push ego off the stage to be seen and heard. She's fierce.
I really wish she would. Come
Yes,
on.
yes. Maybe you could have a conversation with your soul
I'm
about
gonna
it.
tell her she better get to work. She better be a bad bitch because she needs to be pushing that ego off. That was probably my ego speaking, wasn't it? Ironically.
Probably. But I think of our soul as like our spiritual thumbprint. There are none that are the same. They are all uniquely different. And it is it is our job, I think, in our lifetime to figure out who that soul is, because it includes life purpose, our God given gifts and talents, what gives us meaning. All of that lies within soul. So building that relationship leads to things like fulfillment and purpose. But also know what's interesting to you is that self love piece, right?
So
Because
much.
soul is love. I mean, yeah.
So, do you feel like you've arrived?
Oh, God, no. No, I sometimes get a little bit bitter that there is no graduation.
Agree, 100%. Like, am I ever gonna have to stop
I
growing?
know. I know.
And like being
Yeah.
mature adult.
Yeah. I heard someone give it an acronym, AFGA, another fucking growth experience. Right? Like, here we go
That is
again.
so true.
Yeah, there is no graduating. And there's always work to do. And I think that the kinder you can be to yourself as you do the work is the difference.
Yes. I am a recovering perfectionist, so I'm not great at that.
Yeah,
But I am
me too.
getting there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And I'm so glad to do this journey with you.
Me too, sister.
Really.
Come join us.
Join us. And remember, be kind to yourself.